Don't laugh at me.
Oh, we'll laugh at you if we
We're
want.
not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
Yeah, that's it. So I take it we're letting Belinda do the opening today, right?
Yes, sir.
I was just going with the flow.
Yeah, just don't do it too enthusiastic, okay? Because there's people
Okay.
out there that look at that and they're like, oh my God.
She's on something.
Yeah, that's just you're on something. That's it. I just got to make sure that we're broadcasting here. Are we broadcasting or not? Please tell me, somebody.
My phone says you are.
Oh, cool. There we go. Cool. Hey, everybody. This is the Mardox Daily Live Chat. My name is Nelson Buck, and we're here every day, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And today we're just doing the Happy New Year's and open chat. We're talking about anything and everything, except when it comes to John Brewer, he has something to talk about. Right, John? You do, don't you, John?
Happy New Year, everyone.
There you go. We have Jay, who's new to the group, and don't know if Jay's going to be in every day or not, but he seems to be enthusiastic and willing to, go the distance. So we'll see how good that goes. Michael's with us, and not doing too good, but how's your dogs, Mike? No sound. Belinda's with us. She's back from Miami, and John, while he was in what's that place? What's that state you call it?
John Bon German.
Germany, yes, Germany. John's the one that goes slow on the Autobahn.
There are speed limits on the Autobahn.
Oh, we have Josh. Hey, Josh.
Oh, Josh is in the house.
Hello,
Who?
Joshy.
Who's in the house?
You're in the house.
Hey, Josh.
Who's that?
That's you, buddy. That's you. That's you. No.
We're the three amigos, the three J's in the house.
Okay,
Almost done.
Josh.
John, Jay,
for those of you that
Josh.
don't,
Now say
for
it.
those of you that don't know, Josh is our in-house autistic person.
Remember, boys and girls, say it 3 times or best. Josh, John, Jay, Joshua. John, Jay, Jay, Josh, John, Joshua.
No, not OCD, autistic.
No, I said say their names, the 3 J's, the 3 amigos, 3 times real fast. Jay, John, Josh, Jay, John, Josh, Jay, John, Josh.
Well, like I said to Jay before, his name is spelt wrong. They forgot to put a letter D before the I.
I can change it to Jedi.
Yeah, we should change it to Jedi. Yeah.
Here in Mardox, you can do anything.
Yes, you can. Even the sort of black guy can get away with it, right, John?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, we have to start the year off good.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi became
Hold
John
on,
Bon
hold on.
German.
Belinda, hold on. John's trying to say something. What is it, John?
Until the wives step in and say, "Stop this nonsense."
Okay. No white black jokes and stuff like that. Okay, I got it.
Sorry to
Hey,
interrupt you,
Hey,
John.
John, where's the disclaimer sign?
Yeah, where are the disclaimers, man?
Uncle Mike speaks from the attic once again.
Yeah.
I had to go get my signs. I know
So-
I'm going to need them.
So before we start, there's a lot of changes going on at Mardox right now in the Mardox members area. Some of you may notice that there's some things that don't work, like literally don't work. Like, I don't know, when you click on resource, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm updating the template, and we're putting a lot of new stuff in. There's some JavaScripts that are still getting tweaked, but it will be up and running. No thanks to Josh, because he doesn't want to help with the template.
Well, you never asked.
There's that too. Okay, I'll give you that. So yeah, but we're working on it. We'll get it fixed up today. I just noticed it.
Josh did it. He would have had to put up the page on a different URL first and made sure it worked before he crashed it.
Well, it's not really crashed. It's just I got to go through line by line again. So I'll have it fixed up by the end of the day here. I'm still working on it.
Do the troubleshoot before we go live. That's
but Mardox is so big that you can't go live. It's there's so much in it. It's once you make a change on one part, you got to do a change on another part and another. It's like Google. You
Is
don't.
anybody else hearing excuses here? Or just me.
Has to be you alone.
I am gonna put on my headphones now and listen to music.
Jeez.
Calm, tranquil.
Why not?
Jay right now is like, what the hell am I part of it? Right?
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, we're just giving him hell, man. What's new?
Yeah, that's it. Now, so
Oh, here we go. He added the Jedi to his name now. There you go.
there you go. Oh, he's learning how to. Jay is learning how to use Zoom. That's good. He's good. He's good.
Yeah, I familiarized myself a little bit before I joined. So
I'm like the only female here. I have to keep all yous in line.
What?
My job's just cut out for me.
Okay, here we go with the women's rights.
No, no. I have the right to slam you across the head with your own frying pan.
Yeah, with my own now, huh? You're too cheap to buy your own. Okay, so John, you had a topic for today, right? That you went off and talked to a bunch of people about and didn't mention it to me.
Well, I put it in the room.
Well, there you go. So talk about it.
Side room. What you talking about? I talked to a bunch of people.
Well, Michael knew about it. Josh knows about it. Belinda knows about it.
Because they were in the room.
Yeah, well, I was busy. Some of us have to earn our living. Ouch.
For me, I just use my looks and I get everything.
Well, before this, there's actually two topics. There's the one that John was talking about, and before the show, we're talking about branding ourselves. We're talking to Jay on the fact on how important it is to brand yourself and your name. We can talk about those two topics for today if you guys want.
I agree, man.
Read my blog post.
You do mean like online branding, not physical branding, right?
Yeah, Belinda.
Not physical branding.
Jay, does anybody from Texas still brand their cattle?
Yes, you have to.
What? Really?
Yes, because it's such a competitive thing.
Yeah.
To where you have farms that, I mean, they can be acres apart. Their houses could be acres apart, but the land still kind of intersects. Even though they have fences, sometimes the cattle will get on the other side of the fence. They need to know who's who's.
But you'd think you'd use RFID or something by now.
No, they do it the old way. It's a lot easier. Plus, you don't have to go through like a government system or anything to have paperwork. Just you do it.
Just slap a symbol on a cow's butt and say "good enough."
Absolutely.
There you go. I don't really care. I like to eat them more than anything else. As long as I can consume them, I'm good. But I honest to God didn't think they were still branding. Wow, that's incredible. So there you go.
Sometimes the old ways are the best, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Some of the old ways are the best.
This from the almost oldest guy in the group.
Yeah, sometimes we get too carried away with technical, you know, and we forget the roots of things.
Well, I encountered that with the design of our site. I was looking at a JavaScript and I was like, spent about an hour and a half working on it. And I had to take a step back and say, why am I trying to get this to work? Why do I need it so sophisticated? And all I need is to show a chart. That's all I need. I don't need the all the flu that was with it. It wasn't working. And to me, it was too high tech.
Yeah.
You know, it was nice, but it was too technical. It's getting to be too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes
back to basics.
Hold on a second, huh? Okay. And you're telling me this because? No, I don't.
Hey, did you get that boy to get work on his website at all?
He's he's working on his content.
Good.
And he's trying to find a theme.
Good.
Try turning your phone off and back on.
You notice John has his head up.
Wait.
He's talking to God here.
Wait a second. Hold on a sec. Cell phone's not working. Who are we just talking to about cell phones? Jay, cell phone's not working. What's the first thing you do with your cell phone?
Is it plugged in? Is it turned on? Turn it off, turn it back on, take the battery out.
I suggested that to him. Turn it off, turn it back. Because sometimes it just, you need to restart things.
Yeah, he's talking to God there.
God,
What kind of cell phone is that?
turn it off. Just don't forget to turn it back on.
But when you turn it on, don't rub up against it. We don't mean that kind of turn on.
Oh, no. Jesus. We're supposed to be more professional.
I need to get my signs. I don't have.
Sorry, I had to share the wisdom.
Anyway,
Yeah, well, we forgive, we forgive Belinda because she's from New Jersey.
Oh,
I just came back from Florida and I'm still disheveled.
I don't know
That's
what
my
you're talking
excuse.
about.
I'm going with it.
You're disheveled?
I went from being in bikini back into my coat. That would depress anyone.
Hey,
That would just
you're
screw
like
up anybody.
You're like a sister to me, okay? So when I think you're in a bikini, I'm like, ugh.
Are you gay?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
I am very happy today. Very happy.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
I mean, Jay, we are sane people, but sometimes when you get into this room, there's just something happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my name changed all of a sudden. I don't know what happened.
Belinda doesn't work? Wait, did I read that right?
Guys, I'll be back. I'm gonna have to restart the Fritz box.
Yeah, okay, John. Yeah, okay. Fritz box, blah blah blah. No connect. Yeah, well, go away. Come on back when you get your internet back.
The wireless is not working.
Yeah, we get you. You get you. Fritz box on the Fritz. Gotcha. Good.
Back in the field.
Yeah, good. Anybody pay attention to what John says?
Hey, he was talking to God. What can I tell you?
Guys, I'm playing. Hey, we're doing this, and I'm playing Xbox. What can I say? If I'm listening at all, well, you better catch my attention because Rocket League has my 99% and 1% you guys. No, but Jay, seriously, what we do here basically is just to get people to know who we are, see who we are, what we are. And anybody can come in and say they have a question or comments. Look what Josh does, eh?
And hopefully we don't scare them away, or they become as weird as we are.
That's it.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. But since John's gone, I'll just rename myself.
Oh no! Now Jay's dabbing. Oh, he's dabbing. He just dabbed. He just dabbed. I thought we were gonna get rid of dabbing in 2018. Oh man,
That sounds good.
I lost. Jay,
I just had to put the disclaimer up for John since he's gone. You know.
John, disclaimer.
Yeah, John just couldn't. Yeah, he's gone. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yep. Yeah, he usually holds up a disclaimer sign anytime Nelson's talking. Usually.
I really hope that says queen and not queer. Okay, it's an N. I just wanted to make sure.
Queen.
Okay. Yeah, Queen Belinda.
Yes,
no,
not
it's
queer,
an R,
Belinda.
definitely.
Queen.
Okay, cool. Jay, do you have any questions or comments or any words of wisdom you might want to add to this group?
Yeah, you fit right in.
Any words of wisdom from me?
Yeah, everybody has words of wisdom. Everyone does.
Let's see. Words of wisdom.
Okay, time's up. Too
Can't
late.
get any worse than this.
There you go. Can't get worse than this. I've hit a lowest low. I'm in Canada. I'm stuck here, and I'm on this show.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. No, but do you have any questions or anything you want to talk about? You can talk about your business, but the one we were talking about before the show, we can talk about that if you want to get the word out about that.
Sure. I have a business. I fix phones, computers, electronics in general. If it runs on a battery or some sort of charger, then I can fix it.
Now, for those of you watching this on YouTube, which adds up to 3, thanks for watching, by the way. Jay, before the show, now Jay, do it like you did it before we started the show. Let's
before we started the show.
Yeah, how did you
on wisdom, like knowledge?
Yeah, how did you present yourself about your business before the show?
If I remember correctly, I presented it not as professional as before, but
right.
I said that I wouldn't call it a business.
I kind of got clients.
Yeah.
In the last 15 minutes, you went from nothing to something.
There you go, man.
That's
because you went from.
I want to give you business. You just sound so professional. Let me come over there.
Hey,
anytime.
Hey, Nelson. I just changed my name again. What'd you think?
Let's put it this way. I can make you famous.
You can make me famous?
I'm a coach and a lead expert, baby. I'm the heart of any business.
You know, that does kind of go with the name.
Belinda's really good at getting people leads for their businesses. So if you want to get more business in.
And closing them.
Yeah. She's good at that, whereas John's good at writing content. Yes. Let's go back to John here.
I am a writer, but I just haven't done that much lately because I'm busy closing leads.
Okay, so hold on, Belinda, stop plugging yourself here. Jay, go back to what you're doing. How much experience do you have? What's your reach? How can somebody from California take your service?
Someone from California. Let's see. I'm also working on not saying so much. So like that also brings down my profession.
So do you have like an online service where they can reach you from anywhere, or do you have to keep it local, like geo-targeted?
So far it's been local. The only person that I've done outside of New Hampshire would be
no names, but
someone from Vermont. That's the furthest I've done. I drove out that person.
Hey Jay, have you ever heard of a group called Toastmasters?
Taskmasters?
Toastmasters.
Toast?
Masters.
I
yeah.
have.
No,
If you're wanting to work on the ums and stuff, you might want to try them. They're a good group. It helps you work on public speaking skills, and they count the ums and ahs and things when you're speaking.
Give us the web address.
It's toastmasters.org.
.org.
Mhm.
Cool. 'Cause
They've been around for years.
Yeah, they've been around for years. They're the largest public speaking association that I'm aware of in the world.
Masters.
They're global too, so if you're in Canada, they have them there too.
Yeah, they do.
They're everywhere.
Oh,
they're international.
I'm showing it. I'm showing it in the live stream right now. Yeah, cool. Because I'm trying to get rid of the ums too when I do my videos.
I actually used to be in the one in Chicago, and then now I'm joining the one out here. But they pretty much help you work on public speaking skills. So if you're having trouble with public speaking or you want to work on public speaking skills, just go here and that's all the whole group's about.
Cool.
It's pretty cheap too. It's like $50 a year or something.
Nice.
Yeah,
And it's in person. It's not online. It's actually in person. So they'll have a local chapter near you where you would actually go and speak in front of people.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Really cool.
That is cool. Yeah, and that's in Canada.
Yeah,
also.
it's not online. It's everywhere. They're international.
Good.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Because I need to do that with my videos. I'll start doing a video and I'll start showing how to do something, and then I'll go and then it's like, now I got to go back and cut out that whole piece of video and redo it, so you don't get. I live
in the sticks, okay, and within 25 miles, there's 3 of them.
I'd get out of the sticks too. That's not a good place to be.
No, I'm just saying, even in the area I live in, there's 3 locations.
Hey,
In other words, in remote areas to have success.
Are there any elite on the show today? 1, 2.
I have one.
Mike.
Is there any what?
Mike, any elites on the show today, Mike?
I don't think so.
Michael.
I hear you.
Yeah. Where's your dang cup, Mike? You should have 2 of them. Yes, Belinda.
There's mine.
Yes, Belinda. Well, you know you're the VNP.
Oh, there's Mike.
There he goes. There he goes. Okay, cool. Jay, you'll get one of those. But before.
Oh, he's got the T-shirt too. See?
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, I'm wearing it too. So is John. I think John is too, right, John? Johnny? Oh no.
When do I get my T-shirt?
John's wife has been in the hospital for the last almost a week now, John.
Yeah.
I got my company shirt.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on a second.
She's been in the hospital for the past week. Hey, John. She just came home today, and John hasn't done any ironing.
Well, that's what I was going to get at. You have the excuse of not having the Mardox T-shirt on because you can't do the laundry or the ironing. You're.
No, I can't do it. I've been doing the washing, but I haven't done any. So that's the thing.
Are your tidy whities white or gray?
They're white. I've been cooking and cleaning and washing and stuff since I was young. I know how to do all of that.
Okay, cool. Very good, very good, very good. No, but for those of you watching, John's wife just got back. She had a lung infection, and we're all sending her best wishes for the new year so she gets better and gets back to health.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. See, I'm Toastmasters.
Yeah.
I thought everybody heard of them.
No, I've never known about them, not until today.
Oh,
I've heard of them.
They've been around for a long time.
I've heard of them before, but I never knew what it was all about.
Now, Jay, before Jay can have a cup, he has to figure out and tell us on the show what the VNP stands for at the bottom of the name on these custom cups that we put out to our members. So before Jay gets one, he has to tell us what VNP stands for.
Huh?
Can he do it?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, mine doesn't work either.
Can you, Jay?
Yeah, that's what
I cannot. I won't say that.
Hold on, I'll Skype it to you.
Peter.
What? That's not cheating. It's using your resources.
No, just kidding. No, it stands for very nice person.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it stands for. And it says that when you hold your cup up to somebody and say, look, I'm part of this company and my name's on a cup, right away, that's a custom cup that they only get given out to certain members. And it says VNP on it, and you hold it up, and wow, you're the VNP. And it just stands for very nice person.
Oh.
That's all it stands for.
Being nice.
Yep. That's it, so it's all about positivity and making the world go forward. We're all trying to get back to being human beings. Well, us other than Josh. I mean, Josh has lost cause.
What? Oh, it's dumb.
Yeah, there you go. John left us again. John, what, you can't handle us, buddy? John left. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, so Mike, Jay, do you want to set up a website and start advertising your business on the net and getting more business that way?
I was thinking about it, definitely.
Okay, cool, because that is something we can set up for you. It's not very hard to do. We could walk you through that. First things you'd want to do is go look up a domain name and find, and you see John just cannot handle us. He is just so like, psst.
We're too cool for him.
Yeah,
we love him.
No, he's got problems with his internet in
I
his
know.
area.
The Fritz box.
Yeah, the Fritz box. It's on the Fritz. Literally, his router says Fritz box on it.
We're going to start calling him Fritz.
Yeah, the company that puts out his router is called Fritz, Fritz, and that's why we now say it's on the Fritz.
Sitting on the Fritz.
Yeah,
oh, that's Ritz. Never mind.
The Ritz, yeah. So Jay, first things you want to do is look up a business name or a personal name. Like myself, I do have nelsonbuck.com. And then we can set you up with a website, either with a custom script like what I run with my own membership site script, or you can even set up something like WordPress and get you going with that. Josh is more the expert in WordPress than I am. And from there, yeah, it would be to sit down and find out how to get people to come to your site. I would really strongly suggest offering a service as a repair service nationwide. Allow people to mail their devices to you and have you do the repair, and then you mail it back.
It's going to be hard to do with the shipping costs on that, but if he can do remote repair, though, that's a different story.
That too. He could probably do consulting like over the phone and tell people how to fix it.
Well, that or like where you can access their computers through remote services and actually fix it that way.
But you wouldn't.
Yes, I've looked into that for computers, but whenever it comes to the actual physical computer, like say someone's screen on a cell phone is broken.
Yeah, that's different.
Something that I have to do personally.
Because I say that because myself, when my laptop breaks, I mail my laptop to my buddy Chris in Ontario. And he knows what to do. He knows how to fix it. And I will spend the price on shipping it because I know when it comes back, it's going to be fixed and it's going to be working.
Yeah, but that's because you're in where you're at, and no one ever knows. They don't even know what a computer is up there. So.
Yeah. When they came out with the Nintendo Cube, we thought it was an ice cube.
I'm not saying Canadians don't know what it is. I'm just saying the people in Quebec.
Hey! You Americans can't laugh at that. I'm Canadian. I can make those jokes. You Americans can't laugh at that.
Ontario. Right. I have a lot of clients in Ontario. I don't have any clients in Quebec.
No. You don't want any clients in Quebec. On parle juste en français au Québec.
Or you can start speaking Spanish like me.
Yeah. ¿Qué pasa?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Yeah. Nothing much, right? Is that what it says?
Madre. Tu padre.
Oh, no. Don't go too far. I'm not that good in Spanish. I used to know Spanish. I'm not that good anymore.
There's a way to speak it to someone you're like interested in, but we're not going to go there.
Ay, caramba.
No, it's like, ay, papi.
Yeah,
no, we're not going to do
that. Everybody understands that.
But everybody likes when a Puerto Rican woman says it.
Yeah, but aren't you a married woman here? I mean, you're kind of like...
I'm not hitting on anybody. I'm saying in general.
The entire internet's watching this, and you're hitting on the entire internet.
Oh, please. There's guys who'll get hot over a girl who's wearing a turtleneck sweater for crying out loud.
Are you wearing a turtleneck?
No, speaking of internet news, anybody seen the Logan Paul story?
Oh, yeah, hey.
Logan Paul?
How do you guys feel about that? Is that
I haven't seen it. Well, I've been out on vacation, so I have to catch up.
Apparently, you've been under a rock because it's been on every new news station in the country.
He went to Japan to the forest, suicide forest, and while he was there, supposedly to film the suicide forest, the different places in Japan, he came across suicide forest, and at the time of filming the vlog, there was a person who had hung himself on a tree. And
I don't always keep up with everything.
But
he was cracking jokes and stuff about it too, so that's where the reason everybody got upset.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people right now on YouTube that are very upset because it's gonna bring back down the monetization. Now what we've got going on is not only that a channel like mine has to get to 10,000 total views. Now it says 10,000 total views to be eligible to apply for monetization.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Then another thing we're going to find out on the 10th of this month is YouTube is supposed to say whether or not, in order to get monetization, whether or not you have to be part of an MCN, a multi-channel network or not. If that's the case, I would say about 75% of the YouTubers that are out there with their channels are small ones, like myself and Jay and John Brewer. our channels are basically worthless. You know,
That's why when I make videos,
You
I
gotta
don't
be
bother.
a multi-channel network then, dude. What's wrong with that?
Well, no,
Well, that's why I'm not
because
doing.
they make a percentage of everything you make, and I don't like it. I don't like that idea of that.
This is why I don't bother monetizing my videos. I just make videos to produce.
So
my
what you
other
do
services.
is you create an MCN.
It's a nightmare, and you gotta know to become an MCN. You've got to know somebody at YouTube, at Google, and you got to be chummy with them to even get the paperwork to apply. It's not something you just get a form online and become an MCN.
You do it the same way you do anything else in America, man. You send them a freaking political donation and they freaking approve whatever.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
That's how it really works here in America. You just buy the votes, man.
Yeah, no,
Let's put it this way. There are some stuff on YouTube that shouldn't be on there, and yet they're on there, so you had to figure something's up.
But this is getting bad. This is getting, they're filming dead bodies in trees now and putting the stuff up. And YouTube didn't take it down. They took it down. But these idiots are not just the bad apples in the basket. These are the bad apples filled with sulfuric acid in the basket of apples. And it's ruining it for everybody on YouTube. Literally. Josh, go die by yourself quietly in the corner.
It's not me.
Who's dying?
It's John.
Is that John or Belinda?
I think it's John.
Okay, whoever's coughing, mute yourself, please, while you die. Oh no, it could be Mike. It could be Mike too. That's not feeling well.
This is funny. Everyone, he's accusing everybody of dying. This is so funny. No, it's not funny that you're dying. I mean, it's funny that he's accusing everybody.
Oh my God, this is a Jake Paul episode.
No, I don't mean it that way.
Well, no, hold on. Let's make it clear. It's not Jake Paul. It's Logan Paul. It's his brother that did it. Yeah. How do you guys feel about it? Should we be allowed to film that kind of stuff and put that stuff on YouTube or on the internet, or is that because
Yeah, that stuff goes more on World Star Hip Hop.
Oh, Jesus.
That's the one. That's the kind of stuff that
I wouldn't want to see it.
No.
It's some crazier stuff on that one. The stuff that YouTube bans, World Star Hip Hop usually allows.
Yeah, but I think there should be a limit to what people put on. I mean, there was a person a few months back was drowning in the middle of a lake. Something had happened. He was drowning.
Yeah.
And these guys were just sitting with their cell phones. Oh,
they were criminally charged.
Yeah. That's wrong. Yeah. I mean, sorry, Jay, but kids today should know. Shit, grab the phone, 911, calls and get help or something.
Mm-hmm. Although nowadays you almost have to wonder, do I call 911 first or film it first, because you don't want to be blamed for not calling that. You got to have somebody having video proof of it. And that's kind of the way it works nowadays.
Jay, your generation, how do you feel about that? How do you feel when you look at the YouTube and stuff? How do you feel about what's being put up and what you're seeing out of your eyes?
I feel that well, in this particular case, I looked at the video myself. I wouldn't know what I would do in that situation. It seemed at one point the shock was kind of setting in, and he was sort of trying to laugh it off. That doesn't excuse him from making jokes about a guy who had just taken his life.
Right.
Also, the people that he were with started saying that it looked like the person had just committed suicide, maybe sometime that morning, or it was just recent. And he still continued to make jokes about it.
Yeah.
But how I would react in the situation, I don't think that I would laugh at it. But still, there's from what I know of video editing and how a YouTube channel works and how video editing works in general, you take the footage and then it has to go to whoever who edits it, and then from there it gets sent out.
Yeah.
So there was a whole time period of him with the footage, and then throughout the editing process, they still chose to blur the body, but they still chose to show it.
Yeah.
And another thing, or another big factor of why people are so upset, and this is from a few videos or response videos to the Logan Paul video that I've watched, and this was this morning, is that his target audience are younger children.
That's right. Yeah, between 9 and 12 is the average, yeah.
Right, and that's where it becomes a problem, where you see not only someone who does YouTube videos, but he's really high up there in terms of my sisters, Lauren and Kayla. They watch his videos all the time, so they see him and they kind of look up to him in a way, because other than this, he's a really positive, uplifting. Whenever it comes to life in general, he's nothing but positive vibes, and whenever it comes to more business side, he also has a lot of business stuff that he does, which is pretty helpful and pretty nice to look at.
Yeah.
But whenever your target audience is younger children, you have to kind of think they wouldn't be right to put this out.
Right.
And then even if it were adults, unless it's a documentary of the suicide forest, which I've seen documentaries of the suicide forest with had disclaimers and everything. But
and they still weren't as cringy as that, let's face it.
Right.
You know. And I've seen the suicide forest documentary where there was a person already that committed suicide there, and they documented it, but it was done professionally. There was no laughing. There was no, you know, they blurred out the body, so you don't see, you know, what the person had done. And to understand too, in Japan, it's not a crime to do what they do there. That is, the government wants you to go to that forest, and if you have to commit suicide, they want you to go do it there. That way, it's a controlled area. But nobody goes to jail for doing it. You know, they'd rather you call a phone number and talk to somebody first. But that is a part of their culture, and that's something we just have to accept. You know,
right?
But it's not something to laugh about.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
Now, the only thing, the only suicide thing here in America is if you're going to kill your career, you go become a politician. That's about it.
Yeah. Yes, I don't want my servers turned off. They're still in the States. Yes, the Mardox server is located in the States. Servers, plural now. I got to be careful with that. I might upset the internet deities.
Yeah,
that's it. No, because you know, I don't know. I see people that Jay's age in their 20s, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. I see them doing stupid things, and I think to myself, God, I hope it's not every young person thinking that this is all normal to do. I'm 43, and if I see somebody my age do something stupid like that, it's like, oh my God, you're ruining society, dude. You know,
you're such an old fart, Nelson.
But Jay hit on one thing. If I make a video, thanks, Belinda. I'm only 43. I'm 1 year older than you.
Yeah, if you're making a video for kids, you should probably think, can I really put the dead body in here?
Well,
no.
the thing is this: if I make a video and I send it to Jay to edit, that's two people. Yeah. After Jay edits the video, there's usually another person who reviews the video. Anybody that I know that runs a video editing business has 3 to 5 people running every single video, including the person who uploads it to the stream. So that's 5 people that say on Logan Paul's group, at least 3 to 5, that including himself, that had to say, hey, yeah, this is cool to say this. This is good to laugh about this, and went ahead with it. So how many other people are thinking this is okay?
Next thing you know, the YouTube's going to be like the regular movie industry. You'll have some censor person watching it before it goes live.
It's going to come down to that. That's what's going to happen. You know. So
they'll have a censor person that just looks at the content.
John, you're if you don't mind me saying your religious faith, do you mind?
No, go for
it. Okay. John's a Jehovah's Witness, and I'm just curious, John, what are your thoughts on when it comes to suicide and this kind of stuff, publicizing it? What are your views on that?
Well, first of all, no matter what my views are on it, that in itself, what this guy did was totally tasteless, and irresponsible.
Right.
No matter what somebody's position is on suicide. And so now spiritually, coming from a spiritual view and coming from what the Bible talks about is suicide is because the Bible says that we should not take someone's life.
That's right.
Purpose. The Bible says we should not take someone's life on purpose. And when someone commits suicide, they're taking, their own life. And so, at its core, Jehovah doesn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, having said that, the way that things have become in society and stuff, it has come to the point where people feel that it's necessary to do that. They have no other option.
Yeah, there's no other way out. Yeah, that's it.
I can't sit here and say, well, the Bible says you shouldn't commit suicide and therefore it's wrong. because it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that.
Yeah, the person that did the act of the suicide, I would never want to go through what that person went through, because it must have been an extreme agony and pain to have to want to do that.
That's what someone, that's the question that has to be asked. What brings a person to that point?
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
that's right.
Sympathize with someone who, like you said, might be in a lot of pain and so on and so forth. I'm not talking about the right or wrong of it. I'm talking about the reason that some people decide to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, society has come to the point where we leave folks like this to believe that there is no other option. You see,
right.
We got to go back to morals and principles. And like when you're talking about when you have people with illnesses that are so painful and this and that and the other thing, and they're close to dying anyway and stuff like that, and the medical staff, are trying to keep them alive with all this modern technology that we have today and so on and so forth. Sometimes it's not the best choice.
Yeah, that's right. Because you got there was a person I was talking to a while back. She has an illness where she has to take medication, and if she does not take the medication, her nerve endings literally feel like all of us have felt a burn. Now imagine your entire body on fire all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, constantly on fire. She has to take medication. It barely does it. If you just touch her, she'll cry in agony. It's that bad. The clothing on her hurts. And this person was saying that, she wants to take her life because there's no medical cure to this. And that gets tough. I mean, that person is living in agony.
You see that, and that's the thing. It's tough.
Yeah.
But there could be
I think most religions are against it, though.
Yeah. I don't think there's any religion that condones suicide.
Like I said,
most are condoning life.
Jehovah God does not condone it, but now we have to get down, like I said, to the reasons why people come to this conclusion that they need to do it, and it has to be dealt with on that level. You see, and in society, things are not. In society today,
it's very gray.
It's like, I'm gonna give you something really simple, right?
Yeah.
Because as Jehovah's Witnesses, we don't accept blood transfusions.
Right.
Now people get all crazy and they say, "Oh, you let your kids die," blah blah blah. First of all,
wait a minute.
Only like a very very teeny tiny percentage of folks have died.
That's not true.
From not accepting the blood transfusion.
I've actually done blood transfusions on Jehovah's Witnesses. I know that's allowed.
A choice.
No. The way at least from what we were told under their religious principles, because we had to deal with their religious rules as well, is anytime they needed a blood transfusion for like surgeries that are coming up, we would basically draw their blood and store their blood for their reuse.
Oh yeah, but it's their own blood. Yeah.
Yes, it's their own blood, but they can do it if it's their own blood.
Right. Yeah.
Stop. It's the individual's choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Period. There's no rule saying if it's your own blood, you can accept it.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, John, what's your belief on it? What's your choice?
I agree. I go by what God's word says. Because God's word says it, and I would not accept a blood transfusion.
Even if it's your own?
No, not even my own, no.
Oh.
Now, let me tell you, as a person who has worked in the operating room before, right, and I've worked with surgeons and everything, I have surgeons, they have told me that surgeons these days, they have gotten so lazy because of all the modern technology. We have the electrocardial things and stuff where when you're operating, then there are bleeders, you can cauterize the bleeders and this and that and the other thing. Right. So they don't take the care that they used to take.
Okay.
Because when you're doing surgery, if it's not something like really emergency and this and that and the other thing, if you're doing normal elective surgery, you can take care not to cause unnecessary bleeders, you see.
Yeah, right.
And if there are bleeders, what you can do is you can tie them off with suture and so on and so forth. time.
Yeah.
And it takes care.
Yeah.
So on, because it's like today in society, right? You know, we don't fix stuff anymore because it's so cheaply. Yeah, or we throw it away and buy a new one. You see,
that's it. Yeah.
Because it's easy. But you know, I had a chief of general surgery I worked with once. Well, more than one, but this time he didn't have any assistants, so I was his assistant as well. And we were doing an appendectomy and taking someone's appendix out.
Was that before? Was it before or after the light bulb, the invention of the light bulb?
Very funny, Nelson.
Because I would not want that done in the night.
We had to see how they did it in World War II on the submarine.
I know.
They'd bend some spoons back to make retractors.
Yeah. I know.
Engine oil
I know the
John,
we know
all
the
John
we
had
know
to
the
do to
horror
get
stories.
light. All John had to do to get light was smile.
Yeah. No,
No, I meant that's a compliment.
Yes, you got a beautiful smile, John.
Exactly. Right smile.
At any rate.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's not get too far into religious stuff. I was just curious what everybody's beliefs are in terms of the suicide, but more along the lines of what the beliefs were in terms of filming this. Should a person who's already dead be filmed and put on a vlog?
Well, I'm a Christian, but like John said, regardless of belief, it's wrong either way.
Yeah, that's right. I think so too.
That's distasteful, you know. That's ridiculous.
I think the dead person should be left dead.
Well, yeah, I agree with that, and I definitely agree with that one. Now, as far as suicide goes, you know, in Buddhism, we obviously are more along the lines of, you know, prolonging life at any cost. But at the same time, you know, if people are sick and already and they're going to die, you don't want them to suffer either.
Yeah, there's a line there where keeping people alive for the sake of keeping them alive because technology, the words as a doctor says, a Hippocratic oath, I will do no harm, becomes harm to the patient just for keeping them alive. That I got a big problem with that.
Like for me, I told my wife if I'm in that state, you know, keep me alive. Don't pull the plug, because if they pull the plug, there's one thing, and John knows this as well, being in the operating room, you cannot, if you do pull the plug on them,
it's done.
Because they're,
it's done.
Well, no, not only are they dead, but when you pull the plug on them, it also kills off their organs. They can't be used as transplants.
Oh yeah, there's that too. Yeah.
So if you're going to be a donor, you have to be willing to stay on life support at least long enough for them to get the organs out.
John, being a Jehovah's Witness, are you allowed to donate your organs?
No.
If you choose to, yes.
Oh, really?
If you choose to, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's your. You see, okay. People have a misconception about us witnesses, right? We have definite things that we don't do, like smoking, right? That's a no-go. You cannot be a baptized witness if you smoke, right? In general, we don't accept blood transfusions, but it's always a personal choice.
Yeah.
And when it comes to something like that, it's a personal choice. And if someone chooses to do it, it would be dealt with on a case-by-case basis.
Apparently I gotta give up marijuana now. This is gonna suck.
Well, no, the reason I remember doing the transfusions is when you're in renal failure, almost on a routine basis, if you have kidney failure, you're gonna pretty much need a blood transfusion every now and then.
I thought Nelson
but every Jehovah's Witness that we had
renal failure
always had to go and get their blood donated prior to it, because they would only accept their own. They wouldn't take anybody else's.
Yeah,
that was just their rule.
Yeah.
Some do that, but some choose not to do that.
So it's smart to use your own blood, even if you're not JW, because you don't know how well they really screen other people's blood anyway.
They don't train it that well.
Well, the bigger concern would be is if they're renal failure patients and they are not accepting any transfusions, how long do they have before they're just going to be dead anyways? Because I don't know any renal failure patients that haven't had transfusions.
Well, I can tell y'all this. Because of the stand that we take as witnesses, the non-blood surgery has become more and more the norm in a lot of situations, because in the end, it's better for the patient. and it's cheaper for the hospital.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's less time in the hospital. Yeah.
Less time. Hospital.
I agree. If you don't need it, you shouldn't have to do it. But
just like the new laparoscopic surgery that I got.
See, it's become like
that was not liposcopic. That was a lobotomy.
No, it's when I had my gallbladder.
No, lobotomies are only done to politicians, man. Jeez.
No, I had my gallbladder. Listen to this. I had my gallbladder out December 8, 2010. It grew back at a deliverance service.
Yeah, gallbladder.
Summer 2012. Yeah. That's a textbook.
Hold on, did she just say something about deliverance?
Yeah, deliverance of her gallbladder.
A deliverance service. Yeah, at my church.
Okay. I don't even want to know where you were.
Okay, don't get. Okay.
Oh, well, anyway, the point I'm making is that whether you're an atheist or you're religious or whatever, some things we can all agree on that are just morally wrong.
I'm not atheist. I have my own religion all of my own.
And Nelson, it's not that you smoke marijuana; you're just naturally that way.
Yeah, that's
we love you anyway.
Wait a minute, did Melinda just say she's
delivered from evil or something? Yeah, she's delivered.
No, I'm delivered from Nelson.
How is it we're speaking so much religion today when I told Jay?
Well, let's face it, when it comes to talking about life and death.
I told Jay before the show, I said, we don't talk religion, we don't talk
Oh,
politics.
bull.
No,
even when I don't want to, he'll bring it up sometimes.
No, seriously. Because it brings up so many arguments. I then, hey, when we first used to do this show, how many arguments
there's no one that will argue that politicians are idiots. On both sides.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, when you bring up something like suicide or death, it's bound to come up because you know, to a point.
Yeah, that's right. You know, but yeah, it's a touchy topic. But you know, hey,
it depends if you're being discriminatory or not. I mean, if you're saying one political party versus another, you're going to start an argument.
I got a person here.
If you can generalize that it's everybody, it's pretty much okay.
Got a person here who wrote in the live chat. I feel that content should be filmed, created, and edited as we wish. It's a free country. We should be allowed to do what we want with it. And then the person.
Wait. Took off. What country he's live in? Because he's not in America. We don't have freedoms here anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
We lost those a long time ago.
Hold on. John, what's saying?
With freedom comes responsibility.
Yeah, that's right.
Just because we're free
there you go.
doesn't mean
we should.
This is what people forget sometimes.
Yeah, I just love how they pop in, they write the comment, and they're gone.
Yeah.
That's the problem. People abuse the privilege. That's the problem.
Yeah.
One of them.
That's right.
But with freedom comes responsibility, you know, and
yeah, that's why we don't have it anymore.
I've said things in my Nelson's thoughts. I've done videos, and I can show you guys the raw footage where I'll say something like, "Women's rights." God, I think women should. Well, they have rights, but guys, and then I gotta sit there and go, cut that out because it looks like I'm trying to say something and it looks like I'm against women, and it's not what I'm trying to say. But even just that little misunderstanding, I cut that out and I start over, just so I don't get into the women's rights. And everyone knows I got old daughters, so I'm all for women's rights.
Here's the thing, Nelson. I believe that women can do a lot these men can, but I'm also old-fashioned in a sense that, like in my house, my husband's still the head, the final decision maker, but we still decide together. We're still a team, but he makes the final decision. I'm fine with that. Some women would be like crucifying me for it, right?
I don't.
See, I'm not like overly zealous about women's rights because I think that it's a balance.
I don't think that's right at all.
That's what we choose.
I think the women rules, because think of this, honey. I want to eat chocolate ice cream for the next 3 days. No. Okay, no problem. Because if I argue with that, it's going to be sleep on the couch.
I'm not like that. Every woman's different. That's what I'm saying. I think if you both agree on however you want the relationship to be, that's what matters. If you both agree on it, But
it's a question that comes down to a question of relationship. And there you go. Now it's going to be religion, relationship, and politics. Stay out of it.
Well, you know what? You have to be compatible with each other, because the more compatible you are, the more bonded you are. I think it makes a difference.
Yeah. Coach Belinda, this is Coach Life.
Oh, you want me to slap you, Nelson? Don't you? You haven't had your daily slap today.
Mary, I don't know.
Well, yeah, obviously you don't know. You're not nothing intelligible is coming out there.
Well, yeah, I'm not staying on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Topic. What's the topic again?
On tops. Pick tops.
Stay away from this stuff.
What?
Well, so you posted the time. What's the topic?
Who?
John branding himself.
John, you put up the sign. Now we got to know what the topic is.
Topic.
We're talking
He just
about
talks
already-
about branding, and we have to get the hard irons
Yeah,
out.
Oh, branding. Okay.
Yeah, branding your forehead.
Let
well,
John speak.
First, I don't know if you got, because I had to go.
I don't believe in branding.
Technical problem, but we were supposed to talk about investing in your business.
Yes.
Oh, that I can do.
Yes, that we can do. Yes, I invest at least $1 a day in my business.
Is that
No,
all?
honey, you know what? You don't even
Yes.
want to know what I put in my business.
Xbox.
But I
Shit.
recoup my costs almost immediately because I am smart about
At
it.
three
I'd
thousand,
say I invest at least $100 a
at
day.
$3,500 per package, you better recoup your costs.
Honey, I'm making unlimited leads, so you better believe it's a deal.
Yeah, it is. No,
Hello.
you're not. You better not be, Belinda.
Hello.
Hold on,
So
John,
what?
hold on. You better not be doing unlimited. We talked about that.
No, I mean for the year, not forever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
okay.
different.
Yeah, okay. We talked about that because it was a
Yeah,
there was
I'm
a-
not doing that again.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
there was a time that Belinda was giving away like infinite unlimited. Like,
Because I didn't know what I was doing.
yeah,
Now I
that's it.
do.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, very good. Okay, John, you were saying something, Johnny.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
go ahead,
basis
John.
of the reason for the topic was, should we be ready to invest in our businesses?
Oh, hell yeah.
Always.
Yeah, see, those of us who have that proper mentality, we know that. But there's a lot of people in our online marketing industry that feel that they should be able to do everything for free or for next to nothing, you see. And yeah,
Here's my argument back to them, though. How do you expect the service you're getting for free to be able to support themselves
that's what's pushed. That's what's
so that
pushed.
you can actually, that you know that they'll be there tomorrow? Because if they're not making money, guess how long they're going to last?
Yeah.
You see, we talked about a little bit about this before, and there's a balance. I think that, like, if you start out free to get your feet wet, but you can't stay
You're talking
that
about the
way because you
freemium
won't
model.
get that far. You
I
know
mean,
what
there's a freemium model where you can get them in for free and then you have upgrades and services.
Yeah, exactly. But you'd eventually have to upgrade in order for you to
Yeah.
really move your business further.
It's like anything else. I mean, yeah, you should be doing some things for free, but not everything. And the majority of the stuff shouldn't be free, to be honest.
And
with
you don't always have to overpay on things. It goes the other way too. But there is a balance of when to pay, when not to pay, and how much to pay. That depends on the type of business you have and what kind of tools or whatever that you need, resources,
I
so
think
that you
also-
determine what your return on investment is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you want to do too. I mean, I'd rather
Yeah.
spend, I'll drop $1,000 in a heartbeat to get some automation setups.
Me too.
Just so I
I
can
do
get
that with my
my phone.
software.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's start with a new business. Jay, you're
Yes.
only a year into your business.
Right.
And how much do you invest in theory? How much do you invest back into your business to keep it going?
Invest as in.
Okay, for example, I send you my cell phone, and
Tools, marketing,
it's got
everything.
a cracked screen on it. You're going to change the screen. This is a good one, by the way. But it's got a cracked screen. I send it to you. You're going to change the screen. Let's say you're going to charge me $400 to fix it, roughly.
Wow, that's a lot. But sure, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Say,
Well, don't argue with that.
No,
Yeah, no shit. I think the last screen I charged, the last time I had a screen replaced, I think it was like $70 or something
really? On what?
Yeah. on a iPhone.
Oh no way! Because they're trying to charge my daughter
Yeah.
like $200
Yeah.
for
That's
her
because you went to
cracked
the Apple
screen.
store. That's what.
Yeah.
But they said only the Apple Store could fix it for some reason.
Hold on.
that's a common
Hold on,
sort of
hold on.
misconception.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Religion, politics, relationships, and Apple Store.
iPhone.
Do you know
No.
why?
Microsoft.
Do you know why at
Windows.
Did any of you know why at the Apple? No, Jay, you know the answer. Do any of you know why at the Apple Store the workers there are all depressed?
They're not getting the pay that they deserve.
No, they don't have Windows.
You know what? You're so right. They need Windows.
Ooh.
Was it my daughter that
And
said it
Android.
the other night? Yeah,
You know
right.
what you know what Mac stands for, right?
I used to know what it means. Hold
My
on.
Apple crashed.
Yeah, my Apple crashed. That's right.
You know my daughter's initials are Mac for her first, middle, and last name. I kid you not.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, okay. Let's get back.
I didn't plan it that way. It just happened.
So do you call her iMac?
Oh my God,
Or I can't even call her Missy. She hates that.
Johnny,
Hey,
Johnny,
Missy.
you gotta put the
Call her
sign up,
Mac.
Johnny. Gotta put the sign up, Johnny.
Disclaimer. He's looking for
There
it.
you
Hold
go.
on.
There you go. Disclaimer. No. Topic.
Okay, so
Okay,
as we were saying,
yeah,
Jay,
Jay,
so
Jay,
you
let's say-
charge
Okay, so Jay, what I would do, how much would you charge to change on my screen on my phone without shipping? Let's say there's no shipping. I live right beside you. How much would you charge?
Really all depends on the phone model. Roughly around 100 to 150. Highest I've done was 250. That's because the guy actually wanted it.
Okay, now,
So,
now does that include your time, the product, and some money you can put aside?
no, usually it's just the part and then maybe $10 or so.
Okay.
Extra.
Okay. So we have to work. We have to work on your way of doing
you
things.
got to work on that.
Yeah. So because the ideal way of doing
You're gonna
things.
have money and
You won't be able to afford me.
make money.
No, but the ideal way of running a business budget wise, this is the ideal perfect scenario. 1/3 should be your cost, your parts and all that. 1/3 should be your time, and 1/3 should be your business operations. To reinvest.
I disagree with that. It depends on the industry.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, every business is different, but the same principle.
Well, me with snow removal, I've got 90% in my pocket, 10% materials. So there.
I tend to tell businesses, you should keep a 10% contingency as well, just for the shit that goes wrong, because everything in business will go wrong sooner or later.
Well, in my case, when I create leads, prospects, whatever you want to call it, data. When I create it, I only use the money that my client gives me to make their leads, so I know I'm recouping my costs right away. See, I'm smart about it. I don't do it out of my own pocket.
Yeah, but the amount that you're charging, you've got an amount going to your pocket. It's not all going to a provider.
No. But that's for the time that I take to close the leads and to service everything. I'm doing more than just making leads.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, but I'm not talking about the work time. I'm talking about the overhead. Like Jay buys a screen for $150 and he charges $175, which means he's making $25 for the work. Which that's an issue. He's got the value of your time is worth something there too. That also is reinvesting into your business.
This is the point I just wanted to make. People, especially when they're self-employed, they often underestimate their value.
Yeah.
See, this is a problem in my industry, the English teaching industry. When you're freelance, and especially when you're working online, but also with offline, tutors often sell their services cheaper so they can get business. But you see, if people value your services, they should be willing to pay.
Yeah. Same with membership sites. I run membership sites myself. And I got a lot of good members that are paying, and some have been paying for 2 years every single month. You've got to put a value to what you're offering as you are worth something versus I'm going to sell it to so low. Ours is $19.95, and for a lot of cases, $19.95 a month. And I see a lot of other membership sites offering the same thing I'm offering for $5 a month, and those guys don't have half the members I do. Just because it's too low. It's people see it and go, I don't know if it's because they feel guilty for signing up for something so cheap, or they think that's not going to last.
Yeah, sometimes when
I see cheap memberships, I actually think they're worthless usually.
Yeah.
There's one I signed up for recently that's really good actually, but they were on sale for $7 a month during Christmas time, and that was the only reason I signed up. Normally they're like $20 a month.
Yeah,
and that was Mentor Box. I don't know if you're familiar with them or not.
Yeah, I've heard about them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
The important thing is, don't be afraid to charge what you're worth, because the people who don't want to pay it, you don't need them as customers or clients anyway.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Like the other one, Josh. What's your average price for a website? Your average price, reasonable. What's your?
Well, normally, I would say we keep going up every year. So, I would say, in the past year, probably between 15 to 100 to a couple grand
per site.
Okay,
yeah. Cool. And
we do probably about anywhere from 80 to 100 sites a year.
Yeah. And do you get people that come to you and they ho and hum when they say $1,500? Do you get that often, or?
I don't get that often.
But you also get people that are, they're at that level where they understand what they're going to get is quality, right?
Well, most of the clients I have are other tech companies, so they're going out and selling the site for $5,000, and then they're hiring us to do it for a couple grand, and then they're pocketing $3,000 in their pocket. So they're not even doing any of the work, but
Yeah,
they're
they're
getting
still making the money.
the same profit I'm getting.
There you go. There you go.
But they're doing all the sales, which is why I don't have a heavy sales funnel on my side. So
Gotcha.
I probably do about 5 or 6 quotes a week. Most people would be lucky to even get that many quotes every week.
To get one a year, yeah.
Yeah, so when we're able to pull in so many quotes that it's not even funny.
Yeah.
And that's because we have them doing all the sales
Well,
work for us.
there was a period of time that you said you'd have to hire someone just to do quotes.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there, yeah.
We're getting pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
but right now it's we're also doing some other things and automating more and more and more processes, obviously all the time. I spend a lot of money on automation.
Okay, so that's how you reinvest into your business.
Yeah, automation's my number one investment. Of that and getting out there and networking and things.
Now Jay would be good if he could put a cell phone into a machine, push a button, and it gets fixed.
Yeah, I mean, you got to find a way to do that, man. You plug it in, get a diagnostic, poof, that's it.
And of course, it would be that get her done machine.
Or we could run ringless voice drops and other ways to get customers and advertise his services, and then he'd only get people coming to him that were interested.
That's right.
He wouldn't have to go out looking for them. And he could get geo traffic right to his local area.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem in most companies, though, is they don't. And I think we all have the same problem. As you grow, you end up with more expenses, and you end up with more expenses and more expenses and more expenses.
I do.
Yeah, and you end up with more employee expenses and everything else. So you're making more, unless you raise your rates sooner or later, you're going to end up with making the same amount you made when you were smaller, just with more expenses. And so it's really, you're pocketing about the same. It doesn't really.
Well, other than hiring every now and then some extra salespeople when I have too many leads to work, the only people I'm really paying or hiring is when I have my programmers make me software until I learn to do it myself. Really, I don't have to worry about that too much. I just have to worry about buying all the software.
Is Josh ever going to give you that course on programming?
No, I'm not giving it to her, no.
Oh, geez.
Why would I give it away?
Well, do you have the site open yet? I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's open.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'd like to have a website one of these days.
All right. I'll send it to you one of these days.
Yeah, because I could, I don't know, promote it for you.
All right.
Yeah. Jesus.
Well, see, I'm busy, man. I don't worry about this stuff.
You're too busy to advertise.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes, yeah.
Johnny's starting to look at the ceiling. Yes, God, I'm coming to watch WWE. I'm coming. Is that what it is?
No, my son was asking me a question
about
what wrestling
about WWE,
about the word what it means.
Oh, hold on. The word what?
It's clear. I think it was he in my eyes. New topic wrestling.
Yeah, John, we're losing you. Say that again.
He said new topic wrestling.
Wrestling. Yes, that's good. That's a good one. I like it. Wrestling. Before we leave, who's everybody's favorite wrestler? Me, it's Hulk Hogan. What can I say? I'm old school.
Yeah, I'm old school too. I'll stick to Hulk Hogan, all the great ones that we used to see.
I can't remember.
I haven't watched any lately.
I think Hulk Hogan's the only one. Oh, Mr. T was a good wrestler at the time, but he was more.
I was thinking Mr. T also.
Yeah, he was more in boxing, right?
He was the A-team.
Yeah, but he was in boxing, not wrestling, right?
No, I think he did wrestling.
I'm gonna stick with the real one. We'll go with Royce Gracie.
Wendy Richter. She was a good woman wrestler.
The UFC. There you go. Forget the WWE, man. Go to UFC.
Well, it's WWF. We liked it when it was WWF before WWE.
That time, my favorite was I had this old wrestling game. It was on PlayStation 1. There was this Mexican wrestler. His name was S.A. Rios, but he's one of the original luchadors that came from Mexico.
You were a deprived child.
No, I wasn't able to play wrestling games. That one.
No. PlayStation 1. Don't get me wrong, dude. I used to play games on an Atari 2600.
Yeah, there was Atari. There's there was a Univision, or what was it?
ColecoVision.
Intellivision or
ColecoVision.
ColecoVision, and we had the Nintendo.
Yeah, we're going too old school here for most of the people watching.
Remember Mortal Kombat? I kicked butt in Mortal Kombat.
Oh my God! Oh jeez. Hey,
all versions.
Yeah, Johnny, I remember the movie.
Johnny.
I loved it. I loved
the movies. I remember those.
Johnny, it's been an hour, Johnny.
Huh?
He's saying end the show.
And somebody's dying on this show here today.
That would be Belinda.
Yeah, that's okay, guys. Hold on a sec. Let's let John do his thing. Hold on a sec. Okay, John, go ahead.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the Mardox Daily Live Chat that comes to you every weekday, Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to do 3 very important things: is to like, like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes,
please,
yes.
On the video channel. And tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want us to talk about, what you want us not to talk about, and so on and so forth. We're glad you stopped by, and come back again.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Happy New Year, and God bless.
I pressed unmute all just like split second. Boom, done. Belinda got in just in time. Okay, guys. Join us tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Where's the button?